did. So in the last episode, we made like a bigger version of the X34 land speeder. It worked way better. It was really, really nice. In this episode, I want to make something very similar to that, but instead of using conventional blocks, I want to use these blue tubes. And so I think I kind of have an idea of how I can do this. So if we put down a seat on that like that, am I able to put down another one of these right next to it underneath? Sweet. Okay. So that's going to work. Oh, it's off center. Whoops. And this is messed up too. So we need to put that seat down like that. I think we'll be fine. Okay. So then we need to... I have the worst time trying to see how these things are angled. There we go. All right, so that's going to be a good start right there. Now, what I need to do is... Oh, you know what? I also need to think about how to put on the controllers. Okay, let's just do that. I'm going to throw down a controller right here. And then off of here, we're going to have... we need another one of these. I want a very thin design. That's kind of the idea behind this whole thing. All right, we'll do this right here, like so. And we'll start with that. And then we need to have more of these coming off here, like that. And essentially what's going to happen is I want this to hover. I don't want wheels or anything. I want it to hover. And so one of these will be... I'll kind of explain it once I put these down. I hope this works. So off of these ones, we're going to have the thrusters that are angled for the hover, and then these ones out in the front will be the ones that we can also have them hover as well. So we'll have two sets. These ones pointed in, like we had on the last one for the hovering, and then the other ones will be pointed out for stabilization. And then we need to actually, what I'll do is I'll probably run from underneath this one, since we have these connected too. I'll run out some wings for hovering out here, and I think that should work. The only problem is I'm gonna have to reverse the how these are angled. So these ones will be pointed out, and these ones back here in the front will be pointed in. I think that's how I'm going to have to do it if I want this to work. And then we got to figure out how to put the sensors on. So we've got a lot of issues to work out here. I think it'll work though. It might be kind of rocky, but it's worth trying. Okay, so we want these to point outwards. Well, it doesn't really matter at this point because we're going to change the angle anyway. Just for looks. All right, so then we'll put the thrusters on like that. That's pointed down with the corner in as far down as we can get it. Okay, and then let's go ahead and hook all of these up to the controller. And then we also need to think about how we're going to have steering in the back too. Shoot. All right, so we want this to go... We'll go blue, 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 blue. We'll set this to, what do we have last time? 60? 60, I think, because that allowed us to have very stable flight. And it was still really low to the ground, which is what I want. I want it to be low, 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 low. We're going low rider style. Okay. So let's see what that does. Is that enough? Or did we have it? Oh, you know what? It should be 45, I think. I don't think 30 works. Yeah, that's what we want. 40 right there. Okay, so that's 40. So then let's go ahead and... Okay, so I could have... These come out like this, even more. I'm just going to keep everything even. And then, what the heck? Okay. We might have to change the direction of these. Because if we want... You know what, actually? Let's... That should hover on its own, but now we need it to be stabilized. So let's run some arms out this way. This is going to work, man. It's going to work. All right, so back here, though, we need to do something a little bit different. Because we need... like that. Because we need to have some way to have turning back here. Some thrusters for turning. All right, and so I think that should work. And we're going to have to get out the little ones, I think. Like so. And then this one needs to be... How the heck am I going to do this? I got to have more than one thruster. But they're gonna hit each other though if they're... Won't they? Maybe not, actually. Oh, it's fine. That's what we want right there. For turning. Okay. So then, let's go ahead and run these ones out to the sides. Like that. Alright. Looks good. Got a little bit of a glitch there. Okay, so then... Oh, I need downward ones too. Shoot. Alright, we'll just see how this works. We'll just see how it works. And go from there. 'Cause maybe I actually won't need it. We need to figure out how to hook up the sensors though. That's another problem. Alright, so then do that. That. I was thinking there for a second. Okay. So we need to hook up all these. Like that. And so. Alright, so we want that to go blue, blue. I just like keeping everything on blue. Blue and blue. And 45 on that too. 45s, right? 45. My baby's crying in the background now. I must be putting her down for sleep. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Alright, let's see what that does. Alright, that's looking pretty good there. So now I need to think about how am I going to do the sensors though? Because I might have just screwed up like the entirety of the design because I didn't put the sensors down. Or figure out a way to... Hey, that works. That's pretty easy. Sweet. Alright. And we only need 4 of them. Because all of these ones can be hooked up to that. These ones, I believe. Oops. Let me just make sure that these are... You know, I should probably turn the music on, huh? Since I don't talk sometimes, it's kind of... Where's the music? There's no music. Interesting. Why does the music play sometimes? So yeah, I can hook all of these ones up to the same thing. Okay, so let's make sure we change these down to 3 too, so it doesn't go flying off in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I chose this world though so that I can, hopefully if anything happens, I can get it back really fast. Okay, so we'll hook this one up to that one up to that. Yep. Like that. So then all of these ones will be connected together. Alright, and then these ones need to be hooked up to the driver's seat. And we'll go from there. Oh, it's a little crazy. Since we don't have as much weight, we should probably lower these down to 2. There we go. It's actually not too bad. Wow, it actually works. It actually works pretty well. And I think even more so since the sensors are angled. Whoa, this thing is crazy. So you see how like the back ones don't always work right there? So if we had some wings kind of pointing us outward, I wonder if that would help at all. Because the biggest issue is that we don't have enough weight. And so things are getting a little complicated in terms of driving the thing. And I have no way of going backwards either. All right. Here we go. No. I wonder if it would work better if it was at 60 instead of 45 because I'm hitting stuff. It's not too bad though. I mean, it actually works quite well. It's just difficult avoiding the trees and stuff. How can I improve this design? It's not too bad. I mean, it's pretty good. You see, since it's angled, I wonder if I put the sensors on the inside ones, if it'll actually work better. Yeah, now it's almost always sensing. The only issue though is that it's moving. Also, did I have the back thrusters connected to WASD on the other ones? I can't remember. It's almost like it's got too much thrust in the back. Because I think this is why I had ones pointing up and down, was because of the amount of thrust that those give off. Okay, so we have the issue of the wings that are needed again. It's working way better now though. Okay, so we have the issue of the wings being needed, where we need to have the wings coming out to the side. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this. Just don't delete a main section of the arm, please. Alright, so let's run this out to the side. And we'll do that. And these are just for the whole purpose of causing some downward thrust. And so we can put this at the lowest we can. And this will be set to the driver's seat. And I think that this should help. This is what we did on the other one, and it seemed to work quite well. But I can't remember if I had it hooked up to the driver's seat or not. That's the only thing. Alright, so let's set these all to 3 maybe. Or maybe just the... no, we got to do all of them. It's going to be a lot of thrust, though. I might not have to do all of these. But then let's also up these quite a bit. I just want to get good, smooth movement. We've had it already, but I just want to get it finalized. Is this going to go flying off? I think the biggest issue is because of the placements of the thrusters. Of the sensors, I mean. So what I really maybe should do is think about doing something like this. I have the sensors on these. Because I think that's what's causing the issues. It's just where the sensors are. Because some of them aren't always like activated, and they need to be to get even thrust. Okay, so then we'll put these back down here. And I think, oh, you know what? I just remember what we did was we had the sensors. We had these sensors like hooked up differently. And so like these, like they were all pretty much hooked up to like one sensor on one side. But then we had, yeah, like this. And then we had the arm ones that are on the sides, the wings, those were hooked up differently. But I'm going to hook them all up to this sensor right here. So it's all active at the same time. Like so. We'll lower these down to 1 because we don't need them to be too high. And then I think this should work better. But it's too high of thrust now because they're at 3. So let's go ahead and lower these back down to 2. But I think we got it. This is what I did before. So it's just a wrong placement of the thrusters, really. And I think this will be good. We could have always just upped the side ones, the power on those, but I think this will be good. Now let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's better. That's what I'm talking about. Way better, way better. It's almost like the back thrusters are a little... But we're also on non-flat land too. Sweet. That's all it was just the sensors were messed up. Well guys, we successfully made a very thin hovercraft speeder here, even though it's not very speedy. Could take it to like a flat world, maybe it'll work better there. But it's working very well now, and I'm liking the looks of it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, click that thumbs up button below. Feel free to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.